Hi, I'm Sean, and this is Sean's Strange CT120, and this is the second episode of the oo9 layout build. Got some new track, even got a new train, so exciting times. So let's get building. Okay, so where we left off in the last episode was about the baseboard, so the baseboard is now all complete now, and I've now got most of the track up together now, so we're ready to do the track work. Got all the points I need for the front. Not so worried about the points at the back yet. I could sort them out later on, so I just want to focus on the scenic section. I've chose to use flexi track all the way around the layout. To me, it's the cheapest way to do it, and you have a little bit more free reign on how the track goes than you do if you're doing set track. So before we lay any track down, we've got to prepare the baseboard for the track to be put on it. Now the first thing I like to do is to remove the track out of the way. The first thing I like to do is everywhere on the scenic section, I like to paint the track bed a grey colour. So basically when you ballast the track, any bits of track where there's not quite ballast, you'll just see grey paint rather than the colour of the baseboard. So the colour I chose to use, I've actually used I'm going to use a Wix tester pot of paint, and this one is number 210 steel. I'm just using this as the colour for the track bed, so this is what I'm going to do first. So let's get cracking. As you can see, I've now painted all of the track bed where the track's going to be, and the lines that I originally drew on the board to indicate where the track goes is just about visible through the paint. I tried to get the lightest grey possible for that reason, so the lines can show through. So now we're going on to the exciting bit of actually laying some track. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the front. I'm going to start by laying some points. Now the points I'm using are going to be electro frog points, which is different points from what I was using on the TT120 layout. On the TT120 layout I was using unifrog points, where the frog was live but it was completely isolated from everything else. But on electrofrog points, if I just bring one up now, this bit here, which is called the frog, will have a frog wire soldered to it, which will go to the point motor, and this whole frog will be live. Now it does leave a bit of a problem, because with the frog being live, it could cause a short circuit. So from my understanding of using these points, I've never used electrofrog points before, you have joiners called interlated rail joiners, which is in packet there, right? And basically what you do with the insulated rail joiners is you put the insulated rail joiners on the rails with the frog, so it will keep these rails isolated from the other track that joins on, so there's no short circuit, or to stop a short circuit. On the other side, where the point goes in, so basically before the frog, these can be normal, your average normal metal rail joiners, and same with the outside rails, can be normal metal rail joiners. However, if you had two electro frog points joining like that, for example, these two joins here would have to be insulated rail joiners, because as you can see, there would be a short circuit there and a short circuit there, so the two joiners there would have to be insulated rail joiners. But the rest of them, apart from that one has to be a insulated rail joiner, and the same as that one. But this one, the two there, that one, and the two there can all be metal rail joiners. Right, so I hope that's made some sense. So what I've done was, we're going to start with the points first, and I've kind of prepared some points already, so I'll explain to you what I've done. I've got two metal rail joiners there, and I've got two insulated rail joiners there. Got an insulated rail joiner there, and a metal one there. Insulated one on that one, with a metal one there. And then I've got an insulated one there, and a metal one there, with insulated one there, metal one there, and I haven't put any on that side yet. So where this cluster of points are going, take that one out because it was overriding. At this stage you want to make sure your track work is completely smooth, so you don't get derailments and bad running. So set of points, it's going to go here, like so. So we have the main track running in, this will be the station track. There'll be a side in here for slate wagons, and there'll be another side in there for slate wagons. So I'm just going to move the camera slightly. Yeah, the side in there for slate wagons, and then this one for slate wagons. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do Okay, these points are all dry now, and check they all work. So, all work fine. So we're now going to work on putting the track in around this bit. I've made a hole for a feeder wire. Got the feeder wire all in, ready, ready to go. I've threaded it through the main baseboard there. So what I'm going to do now is offer up this bit of flexi track onto here, and then we're going to mark out where the feeder wire will need to go. So just got to allow for a little bit of a fiddly job this. Now what I do is try and keep the centre of the track following the centre line. So about there is where we're going to want the feeders. So what we do now is now the feeders need to be around here. I'm going to snip away a bit of the webbing, like so. So then I've got a clear bit there for two wires to be soldered to. So I'm just going to get some sandpaper. Get some sandpaper. I just want to roughen it up with the sandpaper. So basically just keys it off so I can then attach solder to it. Right, now that's all the track laying done for the oo9 layout build, and at the moment I've temporarily wired up the layout so I can get a train running, and currently I've got Reneus from the Bachmann Thomas and Friends range, the narrow gauge range, and he appears to be running pretty well on the layout. Had to do a little bit of fettling in places, but seems to be running okay. And the next episode we're going to be looking at the wiring on the layout, because I've only got the temporary wiring here, but this needs to be done properly underneath the board, so that's what we'll be looking at in the next episode. And we'll also be looking at the point motors as well, because we've still got to make the frogs live, which is where the point motors change the polarity of the frog. So we'll be looking at that in the next episode. So once again, if you watched it all the way through, thank you for watching,
If you enjoyed the video, if you could hit the like button. If you're not subscribed already, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. And also, if you want to leave a comment and share the video, then please feel free. And again, thank you for watching. You all take care, and bye bye.